Hello YouTube. This is part 3 of the Walthers Warehouse build for the Seattle-based Milwaukee Road layout. And as you can see, I got the square of the building set up, and I'm going to prep it for paint. I'm going to be using wall and joint compound because the cracks are small, so I don't need any type of filler putty or squadron putty or anything like that, which can be pretty messy. It's a lot like the color foam versus the smooth it and plaster that you can use for roads. Sometimes it gets really messy. Some people like that, and that's fine. I'm not trying to push it. I'm just saying that it's different for everyone. Okay, so I have these pieces here that are left over. Most of these will get painted right on the sprue before I take them off. These are kind of neat. In the instructions, which are right here, it doesn't really say exactly where these walls should go. 35. Let's see. Substitute wall 35 for one of the end walls, 24, which must be glued to the office building. But when you try to glue that to the side of the wall, like so, it actually covers up portions of the windows. And I don't know. I mean, could you glue it to the inside? Yeah, you could. But it doesn't line up very well, and looks kind of goofy. Hang on a second, let me think on the fly here real quick, and maybe I'm not done with the structure yet, at least the basics of it. Let's see. I've got these that I'm not going to use because most of these are floor sections for the dock. I don't want the building to be sitting up off the ground like that. I don't build buildings with bases on them. When I get a base in a kit, sometimes the base, like maybe this one has one. This old Vollmer building I have sitting around. No, it doesn't. Well, not really. It has a nice base with some stairs, but no, that's not. Well, anyway, for the most part, a lot of the Walthers buildings have these bases. They're really thick and kind of gawky, really. I don't really like them. So I leave the building off the base and set it flat right on the layout. And as you can see, this building is not up off the table at all. It's completely flat. So that part at least is alright. But I want to use these, so how would that go? Oh, there's a lip on there. Okay, I see. There's a little lip on there, right there. I can okay, I think I just got an idea. I got this. Ooh. Okay. Let's see, where's my X-Acto knife? I was using it yesterday. I'm going to set this up here across and make a little mark on it where it needs to be cut. Yes, I can see that mark. Try to get the line as straight as possible. And I'm going to have to cut away here because I heard a vehicle just pull up, and I know for sure somebody will be coming into my shop. So I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that little interruption. Alright. Well, actually it won't be much for you guys. It'll be just a quick blip For me it was about 40 minutes. Alright, so I'll just cut this off, lightly scribe it, see if it fits in there before I mess with it anymore. And it fits. So I'll glue that in and then set the lips of this thing right on top of it. The one problem I'm going to have is that you can see it's brick material. It's not concrete right here on the side. So when these two things are going to be sitting like this, there's going to be an extra empty space right here in the front and on the back. But I just so happen to have a piece of brick sheeting. I'm going to use this for a brick road. Of course I'm going to paint it more dark brick red, not brick brown. And you know, I have like 4 of these, I think. The ones I'm going to use for the brick road are on the layout. This one was extra, so it'll work. It's from Walthers, and it is the same exact brick pattern material. What do you know? That's cool. So I have that. Next thing I want to do is glue this beam in here. Even if I don't end up putting these pieces up here on the top, this beam will be just something that keeps it secure and is really not that big a deal of keeping there anyway. Okay, so I'll put it in place. Whew, that's strong. And I'll go ahead and test fit one. I'll move it forward just a hair before it dries. Okay, right there is where I'm going to keep it. So, I'm going to let this dry where it is, and then I'll come back. Okay, so we're back, and the parts are sanded, ready to go. It took a little while longer than I thought, but I did get sidetracked with something, so let's get back to the building. Now I'm not sure exactly how this is going to fit because I've never actually done this before, at least in this way. But I'm pretty confident that it'll turn out just fine. Okay, rather than gluing it down to the base first, I want to glue it together so I know exactly how wide it's going to be. If I glue this down here, the gap between here and over here on this side could be different. So it could be off, you know, one way or the other. And that could create a big problem. So as I was test fitting this on there, I realized that this piece has to be perfectly flush with the bottom here, or else it'll be too high and it will leave a really unsightly gap. And I really don't want to do that. I mean, I know it's not going to turn out perfect, but I have a burr on here that I don't like. I'll get rid of it real quick. Yeah, this is the side with the glue. Just hold that for a minute, and I'll go ahead and talk or something while I'm doing this. So yeah, this is pretty much the first time I'm putting this type of build together where I just kind of think on the fly. Well, actually, I've done it before, but I'm not planning anything with this. I'm just pretty much building as I go, planning it as I go, uh, which is, it's not hard to do. It's not rocket science. It's just cutting plastic and putting it together. But it's fun. This is probably the funnest part of model railroading is, using your ingenuity to put something together and making a one-of-a-kind piece, and it makes you proud, After you do something like this, it really makes you proud of your work and what you're doing, and well, at least I know it does for me. Because later on, when the layout is done, I will get those comments. It may take a while, but I'll get those comments that say, "Wow, where'd you get that building? It looks like a Walthers building, but I don't quite recognize it." That's because it doesn't really exist. I mean, it does, but if you want it, you have to modify the building that I modified. Which anybody can do it. It's real simple. It's just cutting and sanding and putting it together. It's a lot like Walthers designed this kit to be like this. They designed it so basic, it's just a rectangle. It's just a boring rectangle, basically, with docks on both sides. And I think they've done that with probably 30 or 40 of their buildings, their structures. I noticed a lot of them were just, a long rectangle building with docks on both sides. I can't remember, there was a cold storage warehouse they did like that. There was a United Trucking, I think it was called, a smaller structure that they did like that. There was a whole series of when the Walthers Milwaukee Road structures came out, there was a whole series of those. Oops, I glued my finger to it and messed it up. There was a whole series of those Milwaukee Road prototype warehouses that had basically the same style. And when you buy them, they come with parts and pieces that say, not intended, but if you wanted to change it, you can. Optional, you could put this in or that in. So I think they were pretty much encouraging people to kit bash, especially when those big kits came out, like the Empire Tanning, I think it was. And then they had those modular sections that they came out with that were kind of popular in 2000, I want to say 2007 or 2010, right around in there. There was Empire Leather Tanning and some kind of big dairy, I think there was. There was a whole series of stuff. Okay, this is still a little weak, so I'm just going to set it down to let it glue, and then when I come back, I'll glue this one on the other side, and then we'll test fit it on there for you guys to see. So I'll be right back when this glues. Okay, I got ahead of myself and started propping it up and gluing it without you. Yep, got a little carried away there. Anyway, I just set it on here just now and then realized, uh-oh, camera's not on. Yeah, I got a pair of pliers down here on the bottom to kind of hold it a little tight so it doesn't flip-flop around. But I just put glue right here on this side, and Next, I will, you can see that it's off, obviously. I'm going to spread it apart, bend it out, and then I'll glue the other side and then test fit it. I was not sure how I was going to do the roof yet. If I was going to use these big roof pieces here. They do have slats cut into them like a roof. I'd like to keep these, for kit bashing later on because they're such nice pieces and they're big. But the only other styrene I have is that 4 by 8 foot sheet of twin wall styrene, and that's not the thin styrene. Plus I'm going to be using that for other projects. But I think I am going to use these. I'm going to have to. I haven't actually been to the hobby shop in quite a while. What I'm going to do is, after I get the structure completely together, I'll be able to say, well, the roof goes to here, or to here, or to here, or however I want to position this piece on top of the building. And then I'll be able to just eyeball it and make a mark on the top and the bottom, and then cut the roof piece off wherever I need it. Hopefully I have enough pieces to fit it all together, but I will probably be doing something on top of this roof. It just looks cheap, and I mean it'll take a lot of work, paint and I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet. I'm thinking I'm going to put old-fashioned tiles on it, but I'm not sure yet. I do want to make it kind of look one of a kind and unique. So I might even do miniature rusted corrugated metal. I haven't really thought about that too much yet. I've been worried about this because I want it to come out nice. So I'll go ahead and, no, it's still pretty loose. Well, I'll have to cut away. When I come back, this thing will be glued together, and we'll be trying to test fit it. I thought that's what I was going to do before, but I can't remember. Alright.